I'm Cac, that's Al. Rage You Nerds, One Piece live action trailer! Alright, we're about to set sail on the high seas
dinghy.
as we gum our way into some adventure. What did you and I, so we didn't hate the teaser, right? We didn't hate the teaser.
No.
Yeah, I thought the teaser was alright.
After seeing Cowboy Bebop, I don't have high expectations for a lot of things coming from Netflix that is anime related.
I've tried my best to stay away from this. I saw a breakdown, but I still haven't seen it in its entirety yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we get Gold Rogers.
Fame, power. I found everything this world has to offer.
He doesn't look all that great.
Free yourselves. Take to the seas. My treasure is yours to find.
I like his voice, though. Garp. That's Luffy's grandfather.
So what do you say? Are you
So that's probably one of the biggest... Oh, hey.
Ooh.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Kunus.
mutiny?
Huh.
Why would anyone want to be?
He wanted that bird to join him,
It's
Al.
the best thing there is. Wind in your back.
There's Alvida, one of the very first main antagonists.
Yep.
Loyal crew by your side.
So we got
Ready.
the first 3 Straw Hats bar.
Roger. We are the Straw Hat crew.
Which that looks exactly like the
We're
one
heading
of
up to
the
the Grand
crew
Line.
drawings he does in the manga. So that's
Okay.
good.
Of ocean, with bigger
All right,
islands,
showing off her navigation
bigger
skills.
pirates.
Mihawk
So we're gonna
sword.
find the One Piece.
Zoro in a well.
Everywhere we go.
Buggy.
Oh god.
Ah, the chop fruit. Oh, I don't like him saying his attack, man.
Luffy, they are hunting you.
Oh, Fishman and Barate.
Save your ass. Well, I saved your ass.
Good. Their dynamic is going to be a huge thing about. Ooh, nice, Sanji. Man, they have to get these personalities right. The dynamic of Sanji and Zoro hating each other has to be spot on.
Yeah.
Can handle anything.
Okay, so now we're getting Arlong Park arc. Arlong.
Kindness of killing you all together.
Arlong doesn't look as intimidating as he does in the manga or anime. Ooh, that's a big moment right there, where Luffy gives his hat to Nami and basically comes in and wrecks Arlong Park.
What's so special about you?
We got a little bit of a
I'm Monkey D. Luffy.
weird stretch. That axe kick that he does in Arlong Park's a big thing too.
The pirates.
All right.
I didn't know there were so many pirates. It's terrible. I know.
Oh, there's
right?
Kobe.
Oh yeah.
Where's my face?
That's a lot of. So that's actually right there, just right quick. They do a couple of Easter eggs. So there's Alvida, but this guy right here is Cavendish, who is not someone that you would know just yet.
Gotcha.
What is this? Something talk, help the enemy, do not discuss. I wonder what that's in reference to. Anyone could be a criminal.
Do not let your guard down.
I mean, that's fair. So there's Alvida, so we're going to see her right off the bat as one of the very first ones he interacts with. But Cavendish is someone that appears in the second half of the story. So if you're not caught up in the in the anime or manga, that is a deep cut of a character that will not ever make it to the live action, because that's like 800 chapters away. Well, 700 chapters. 600 probably, I think about 600 chapters away. But still an outrageous number that I can't imagine, even if this live action adaptation is successful, we'll never get to him. Now, there's another one here. So that right there is Foxy, who is a notorious pirate from the anime, because a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of his little mini arc that gets sandwiched in between the Straw Hats coming back from Skypiea and them going into the next big thing, which is their confrontation with CP9 and the Admiral Aokiji.
Gotcha.
But he's also another pretty deep dig right there. That's someone you won't see for like 200, 300 chapters. So Foxy's right there. Let's see who else we get. Now this one right here is Bellamy. We see him out of the others that have been mentioned. Bellamy is the one that we would see the first. Bellamy is a character that basically antagonizes Luffy, and Luffy gives him his comeuppance. And then Bellamy goes on to play a bigger part in the second half of the story. You know, a slightly bigger part in a different arc.
Gotcha.
But it's one of those things where it's like, there's no way that's the actual actor they're going to use. That's why they kind of scruffed up the picture and everything, so that way they can obscure it and recast if they need to recast in the future. Right now, it's just some guy standing in. Let's rewind. Let's look back at this again. So the thing that has a lot of people excited, especially since they've already decided to throw in the context of, hey, here's wanted posters of 3 characters that won't pop up for 200 plus chapters. Now, the execution of Gold Rogers, and if you happen to know his true name, bonus points for you. But the execution for Gold Rogers, where are you at in One Piece, Al?
I've gotten to the island where the guy was in the barrel. I've made it past that.
Okay. A lot of people think he's the most legendary character ever invented. You will never see him again. So in this moment, we see Marines, but the big thing that you've come to find out as the story goes on is that this event, the execution of Gold Rogers, is where a lot of eventual big names that are in the current story begin to appear. And one of them's right here in this green cloak that eventually becomes Dragon, Luffy's father.
Okay.
So you have him there, but there's other characters that are in the audience. So a lot of people are very curious if they will allude to those people being in the audience. Big characters, like a couple of the eventual pirates that would become 7 warlords of the sea. Certain characters that would be Yonko, certain characters that would grow up and become stronger forces in the Marines, or just pirates themselves. So there is a chance that if they really want to Easter egg the crap out of this, they can do it. But they already have by giving us this cloak right here and giving us the first Easter egg drop of Dragon. So you got that. Again, he's not anything all that big deal, but I've heard a lot of people say this too. And Al, because you're fresher into stuff, maybe you can give your opinion on this one way or the other. I never thought, other than having a rocking mustache and an awesome smile, Gold Rogers, when we first see him, like that very first chapter where he's doing his execution line, he didn't look like anything special, right?
No.
Well, this character right here definitely does not look like anything special, other than he's got a rockin' mustache. Sadly, Oda's smile, the creator of One Piece, and the smiles that he gives people are too inhumanly perfect to work in live action. So there's our Usopp. There's our Usopp. This is probably Syrup Village, so Usopp's storyline, where we see them battle against Kuro. Now, this guy right here, you haven't seen yet, but this is Luffy's grandfather, the hero of the Navy, Garp. So Vice Admiral Garp is a big figure in the story, not just because he's Luffy's grandfather, but because he was basically the rival of Gold Roger, the guy that's being put on execution here.
Okay.
For a long point. And then more of his story becomes apparent as things roll on, but he was never included this early in the story originally, but because Oda has his hand, the actual creator of the anime and manga, he's including a lot of little Easter eggs and kind of getting a second chance to build the world as he sees fit to it now that he has more context of the story he's actually going to end up writing. Let's see, any other stuff that just really gets you excited? his teeth are gnarly, but I mean, a real pirate's teeth would be gnarly. Luffy inviting people haphazardly to his crew, that's a check mark. The storyline, this poor bastard's about to get cut up by Kuro behind him. And so before we get to it, Buggy, I think, is going to be the make or break character of this first part of the adaptation, because he's a creepy clown, and he appears so much more as the story goes on. And his main power is just disassembling his body, which has to be a nightmare to do live action. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he does it. Nami joining is a change from the source material. Nami wasn't a big player in the battle with Buggy to start things off. She was just there to steal treasure and boop out. Let's see, what else we got? Luffy versus Kuro. And then this is the biggest change I've noticed, is that we have the fishmen actually at the sea restaurant that Sanji works at. So the interaction that the fishmen have, I would assume they've come to collect Nami, as opposed to them just ending up chasing after Nami. Because in the story, Nami just defects. She just up and leaves after the Barate arc, because in the middle of Luffy fighting, oh god, I forget who the character is that he's fighting. Don Krieg, as he's fighting Don Krieg, and his pirate fleet, and then Zoro gets slashed by Mihawk. Mm-hmm. We then have them find out that Nami left, so then they trace her down to her island, and that's where the whole Arlong Park thing comes. So if they're changing it to have the fishmen come to Nami and abduct her to really instigate the Straw Hats coming after her in her home village, I think I like that a little bit better than the actual play out of how the story went.
I mean, yeah. I know they had a lot of influence from the creator. So, I mean, if he wanted it this way, if he's okay with it being this way, then it's got to be okay.
So it gives us another thing too, where we get that immediate moment where we see the Fishman's power on full display, beat down the current iteration of the Straw Hats, and then them do as they do in later stories, get their ass kicked once, come back with a very strong vengeance once they decide, okay, stuff's serious now. You got us in the first half. We're back. So I kind of dig it, but it just depends again on what the context is. If they just happen to show up, then but
that's fair.
But if it's there for an intentional reason that helps move the story better, awesome. And again, if it allows us to build up our underdog moment where you as an audience member really want to see the pirates, or the Straw Hat Pirates, not only help Nami, which is the big beat of that story arc, but get their revenge on these monstrous sea people that just beat them up. Yeah, cool, awesome, great. In the first half of the story, there wasn't a lot of adversity for them. They face it in Arlong Park, but they face it in the moment. Like, you don't understand how strong the fishmen truly are because you don't see them actually fight until they start fighting the Straw Hats. And even then, it's kind of hokey because, like, Zoro's still badly damaged from Mihawk, so they take advantage of that, but he beats one of them, and Usopp beats another one by rubber band and fake hammer. Sanji is the only true MVP of that arc. And then Luffy gets his thing, but Luffy gets beat by being stupid for his first comeuppance. So seeing them maybe get trashed right here, I think helps set a better tone. I can deal with the face. I think the face is all right. I think the thing I hate about Arlong, this version of Arlong, is this right here. He doesn't look imposing.
That's fair.
Like, the Arlong in the story has an upper body that is unrealistically not what a human could probably do, but it helped accentuate how physically imposing he was. I don't know if this guy necessarily screams physically imposing, but we haven't seen him in comparison to the other characters, so who knows? But that would be my big complaint right now. Al, what are your thoughts on this trailer?
I mean, it looks like that this first iteration of this show, if it doesn't go on past this, looks like it's going to cover quite a few chapters. I mean, or what you're telling me, because I've only made it so far, but I mean, I'm probably 50 to maybe 100 chapters in, and I mean, I'm barely in it, and I mean, this is more than I know about. And so, I mean, it looks incredible. We'll get more with the fight scenes when it actually comes out. But the backgrounds, all the stage props, they all look fantastic. The buildings look phenomenal. The costumes look just like the comics, or not the comics, but the manga. Will they be as goofy as they are in the manga? I don't know. But it's live action, so there's going to be some differences. I understand that, you know, they've contacted the creator and used what he has told them to use and stuff. So maybe it'll be good. Maybe they'll come out with a season 2. I'm gonna watch it just because, I mean, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it just because I've watched everything One Piece related. I'm up to date on both the anime and manga. And to go with what Al said, the set, like the set pieces, the actual setting itself, everything that is practical looks so good. It looks like a blend between as much cartoony and real as you possibly can do. And I think that's a good balance, because if they would have made a One Piece live action adaptation and tried to make it dead serious, it would be the stupidest pile of shit ever. You have to make this some level of goofy. And now where you can do that with the setting and the look and the feel, the places where you can't necessarily do it because it would make it so awful to watch as a viewer, is the characters themselves, right? We can't have Luffy as completely dense as he is in the current, or in the anime and manga at that point in time, just because that was designed for young 13-year-old Japanese boy readers to enjoy. It is the most borderline adolescent crap ever. If your Netflix target is that same audience, then yeah, you can do all of that stuff and it'd be fine. But I would assume they're trying to target the key demographic, 18 to 34. You gotta make the characters have a little bit more to them than what the characters have in the source material, especially at this point, where everyone's very rudimentary. And they have the benefit of knowing, because Oda's involved and because there are 1,080 plus chapters of this work, that they have a better idea of what these characters are going to morph into. That maybe wasn't there when Oda was originally doing all this. He had what his ideas were, but I assume after 1,000 plus chapters, things start to evolve and start to work themselves out. This is chapters 1 through like 100. Like, he didn't necessarily have everything game planned at that point. And if he tells you he did, he's a damn liar, because things look so different at times. But yeah, no, I think this is fine. Will it be Martin Scorsese cinema? Probably not. Will it hopefully be goofy fun and get more people that look like Al and I? White America to enjoy One Piece? I sure hope so. So Al, thumbs up, thumbs down for this trailer?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
I too will give thumbs up. All right, what do you think? Let us know down in the comments below. Yell at us, tell us that we're beautiful, tell us that we're not beautiful, tell us what you think about One Piece, probably is more important. And we'll catch you out next time. See ya!